your head on my shoulder. Hold me in your arms, baby.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how I make my favorite meal. It's hearty, it's warm, and it's absolutely delicious, and that is a chickpea and butternut squash coconut curry. So what you're going to need is 1 onion of your choice. I like to use red onions, mixed peppers, butternut squash, chickpea from a can which I've washed, 1 can of coconut milk, tomato puree, curry powder, garlic, fresh or powder, paprika, cumin, bay leaves, but if you do have curry leaves, use that. I also have some salt. I'm using halloumi. I found it hard to pronounce this, but pink salt. First of all, I'm going to chop up the onions as small as I can get it. I love using red onions as I find it kind of adds a bit of sweetness to my dishes. Next, peel your squash, cut in half and remove the stuff in the middle. And cut it into small to medium chunks, or at least to a reasonable size which won't make it long for it to cook. I'm using some raw organic extra virgin coconut oil. I'm using about a tablespoon and a bit. I'm just going to let that melt down. Then I'm going to add in my onions and my mixed peppers, and I'm going to let that cook down and brown up, and it took about 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm doing this on medium to high heat. As you can see, it's getting a nice color. Now it's done, I'm going to add in my curry powder. I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons. I did later on add in another tablespoon just to add a bit more depth to the flavor. Then I am going to stir this, and I'm going to let the spices kind of cook down just so we don't get that sort of bitter taste to the meal. One thing I've learned is that Indians tend to cook down their spices, and it really helps bring out the flavors. Then I'm adding in my cumin. I did end up adding about almost a tablespoon. As you can see, I was struggling to get it out. Then I'm giving it a good stir. At this point, you want to turn down the heat. Don't be like me. I did end up having the heat a bit too high. I am now adding in my mixed herbs, my tomato puree, which I added about a tablespoon. Also, or probably a bit more. I don't have the exact measurements. I like to cook with my eyes and tasting along the way. So I did start off with adding about a tablespoon and a bit. And I've also added in about 2 bay leaves. And again, I'm gonna let that cook down. I'm also adding in some ginger puree. I added in about a tablespoon and giving that a good stir. Okay, so now I'm going to be adding in my butternut squash. Now I'm going to add in my coconut milk. It was cold, so it did solidify, but that's fine. I used to make this curry without using coconut milk, just using tomatoes, but I find that adding the coconut really does change the whole curry. Like literally, it is amazing. I love the flavors that you get from the coconut, and then all of the spices mixed together makes it absolutely delicious. Then I'm gonna add in some chopped tomatoes. You can use some fresh tomatoes like I used to do, but I didn't have any on this day, but it's still good. Gonna use the whole can and give it another good stir. Now I'm adding in my chickpeas, which I've washed, and give it a stir gently. Then you can't let the little extra tomato juices that are left in the can go to waste, so I like to add in some water, give it a good swoosh and add it to the curry. And now I'm gonna add in the rest of my ingredients, which are the black pepper. I love black pepper. I'm gonna add in some paprika, and some salt. And I'm just going to taste it along the way. Then I'm adding in some vegetable stock. Probably added in about 3 to 4 teaspoons. Then I'm going to add in some chili flakes. I like my curries spicy, especially during the winter. It just warms you up. And I'm going to give it a nice good stir. As you can see, like I said, I end up adding a bit more tomato puree. I like to add it because it kind of adds flavor plus color to the dish. Now I'm adding in some garlic granules. The only reason why I use the granules because I didn't have any garlic, but I end up using about 2 to 3 teaspoons. That's equivalent to about 1 to 2 garlic bulbs. So I've allowed it to simmer for about 15 minutes, and as you can see, it's changed in the color, the depth. It just looks so amazing. I'm giving it a good stir, and I'm going to taste it to see if I have enough seasoning, and I'm gonna add in some fresh coriander. And give it another good stir. I'm adding in some parsley and allowing that to simmer. I did leave it to simmer for another 10 minutes on low to medium heat just to get that butternut squash cooking, and added in a bit more salt, pepper, and whatever I felt was needed. Giving it another taste, and at this point I felt it was perfect. Leaving it again to simmer for another 5 minutes on low heat. Then I'm serving it up with some rice, and I made some flatbread or pittas, whatever you want to call it, and sprinkled a bit of coriander on top, and it was good to go. It was so delicious. I advise you guys to try this. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like more food videos, please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Bye.